I chose the theme of connecting to our inner sanctuary. And as I was speaking to somebody today, I was just saying, you know, this is such a strange time that we're all experiencing. Literally, everything has come to a halt. The planes are not taking off, the offices are shut, we can't move anywhere, and we're literally forced to just stay in one place. And we're really forced to just simply connect to ourselves and connect to being. Many of us are fortunate enough, like Prophet Muhammad says, that if we have a roof over our head, we have food on the table and clothes to cover us, then we are very, very fortunate. And this can be a very fortunate time also to practice uh, and to look within ourselves and to really connect. And as I was reflecting today on how it's like the universe says, just stop, pause, and just be. I was reflecting how sometimes we're so caught up in this process of doing and giving and really doing so much, and almost like being hyper productive and constantly being on the move, doing one thing after the other. Do we really give ourselves a chance to connect to the simple feeling of being? And while we're doing, what is that quality of doing? Are we doing from a very busy state of mind, or are we doing from a space of ease within ourselves? So, the space today is really about just simply connecting to your inner sanctuary and tending to your inner sanctuary and really taking a pause from your day. It's a lot of wise people have this practice to just stop, to rest in themselves, to watch what's going on within themselves, and to really take refuge and to take rest here. And then from this space, to contribute in any way, to serve in any way, to work in the world in any way can be so extremely powerful. So there can be tremendous amount of ability to simply be while we are doing. And that's what we're really going to connect to today. So I'm not going to explain too much, because then the practice becomes really intellectual, and as most of you know, that my sessions are very experiential. So you can just simply experience what it's like to be, and then to work from that space of being, which can be so deeply restful. And most of us, don't give ourselves a chance to rest. We're always like so busy all the time. In fact, uh, like I was just also thinking, like in the Catholic Church, we have the day of the Sabbath, where we're told to pause and we're told to stop doing, any work, and to really reflect and to just be with God. Even if you look at the fields also, they're used to grow so many things, but they are also, we always give the field also a rest before we plant anything new, before we allow any new crops to grow, we give it a rest. So like that, every day we need to give ourselves some space. And this is not relaxation, but to just give yourself a space to pause. And the deep restful space is a space of being truly. Most of us, when we take a break or we pause, we're like checking our phone or we're watching Netflix. There's so many amazing things to watch on Amazon and all kinds of programs. But just taking that break to just be with yourself can be so powerful. Now, some of us find that very hard, when we say, okay, if we're going to take a pause and we're going to go within ourselves and we're going to connect to the sanctuary within. But when we close our eyes, sometimes it can be so disconcerting, because the minute we close our eyes, we are starting to face ourselves and to face whatever is going on within. And sometimes that can be quite unpleasant, especially when we first sit down. So those who are new to meditation, when you first sit down, you might have a lot of thoughts that might come. Sometimes also emotions, heavy emotions that you've been sort of resisting and not feeling, can suddenly come up as well. But by simply paying attention to them in a very loving way, without pushing them away, without fighting those thoughts, without fighting those emotions away, it can be so helpful to really just be with them and to look at them and to notice them. And as they come, they will pass. And it can be really, really helpful. So if you're new today, just take it easy. Don't worry too much. It's very natural to feel a sense of distraction. And sometimes you might feel a sense of ease. Sometimes you might also feel uncomfortable. Sometimes you might even cry when you're meditating. And that's perfectly fine, because so much can come up. And everything is welcome in this space, and everything can be helpful. So let's get into practice and let's tend to our inner sanctuary and connect to the sense of what a sanctuary really feels like, which is very much within ourselves. It's very much within ourselves. We tend to think that we can only feel this kind of ease and happiness when we go out somewhere on a holiday or when we are with certain people. And yes, that can bring us tremendous amount of joy and peace. But we are all gifted with this innate sense of happiness and this innate sense of peace and an innate sense of ease that's always here. And today we're going to dip into that. So, enough of my talking. Let's close our eyes and please get really comfortable. Simply just follow my instructions and enjoy the instructions. Enjoy the practice. And keep your eyes closed. If in case you feel very uncomfortable with your eyes closed, you can keep your eyes open, simply resting your gaze 3 feet in front of you towards the floor. And make all the necessary adjustments you need to make for now. We're going to do maybe a practice for around 20 minutes. We break and then we get into another practice. So we'll probably do 2 practices today instead of a long one. So please make yourself really comfortable. If you want to lie down, lie down. If you want to sit, sit. You can have your legs crossed in lotus position or you can keep them on the floor. And please listen to the sound of my bell, which is like that very beautiful azan. The call to arrive into your own sanctuary, into your own temple or church or mosque within you, or synagogue that's within you. And in your mind, you can say these beautiful words. I am home. I have arrived. I am home. I have arrived. It's like we've been traveling endlessly in life and journeying endlessly. And now we have a moment to just pause. So please offer this very beautiful gift to yourself of pausing to take deep rest, to take deep care of yourself. I am home. I have arrived. And as we enter into a holy place, we normally take our shoes and keep them out. And we enter with so much of respect and reverence. So please, as you enter into yourself, please enter with the same kind of reverence. Leaving all your thoughts, your burdens about the past and the future outside the door. Just allowing yourself to be in the here and now. Let's have some fun with visualization. Please picture that you are sitting in a very beautiful sanctuary. It could be different things for different people. For some of us, it might be a place in nature like a garden or the mountains or the ocean. For some of us, a sanctuary may represent a particular place of worship or a house. So please get creative with your visualization and imagine that you are sitting in a place that represents your sanctuary. To decide what kind of place it's going to be for you. A place that represents deep peace, deep healing, really wonderful vibrations. Look at the sights and hear the beautiful sounds in your sanctuary. And get as creative as possible. You can have anything you want there. It's your space. Notice the colors, the textures. And as you are sitting here, enjoying the sights and sounds of this really beautiful haven, notice how it feels inside you to be sitting here. Notice what feelings get evoked. Notice how you feel in the body. Notice what happens to your mind. And often people report that when they're sitting in their sanctuary, they start to feel at ease, or the mind slowly starts to relax, the body starts to de-stress. This is time for you. Now please take your attention inwards and begin by simply noticing where in the body do you feel relaxed? Which parts of your body are at ease? Paying attention is a beautiful act of love. And often we are so good at paying attention to everybody else, we never pay attention to ourselves. When we turn within, we have the beautiful opportunity to also pay attention to the parts of us that are aching and that don't feel so good. Please remember that wherever attention goes, that's where love flows, that's where energy flows. So now please take your attention to the parts of your body that are feeling tensed, where you feel knotted, maybe where you have some kind of physical discomfort or some kind of illness. Please pay attention to those parts with great focus and love. And those parts of your body that are feeling very tight, try to breathe into them and relax them a little bit. The parts in your body where you have any illness, some of you are not feeling well today. Wherever you have any aches, please bless those parts with love. And how do you bless those parts? Simply by maybe visualizing a beautiful pink light going into those parts of the body, or by simply wishing those parts of the body well by saying, may my heart be well, may my heart be happy, may my heart be healthy. Simply saying those words. So please take a moment to take care of these parts in your body that need attention. The body really speaks to us, and we are so busy sometimes we never notice. This is a good opportunity to notice. And sometimes you may also start feeling emotions when you pay attention to the body, because the body is a storehouse of emotions. So notice however you're feeling right now, emotionally, but observe it with some distance, like you are sitting on the sofa watching TV rather than being inside the movie. So observe your feelings with a little bit of distance. Some of us might be deeply peaceful. Some of us might be feeling some unpleasant feelings, and that's okay. Don't fight them. These feelings too need your love and affection. So please notice whatever it is you're feeling and observe where you feel this in the body. You'll feel it as an expansion or a contraction somewhere in the body. Simply observe. And for whatever feelings that are arising that are difficult, approach them with the quality of how a mother meets her child, quality of deep care. Whatever is hurting inside you, whatever is feeling lonely or restless or anxious, just approach it with deep care. Remember, what we resist persists. So instead, we go into the dark places and we find tremendous amount of light. So in your sanctuary, whatever is painful, whatever is hurting you, whatever has been bothering you, hold it with lots of love. Bless it with lots of grace. And when we learn to love all the difficulties and care for the difficult parts within us, we truly learn how to love, because then we can love the difficulties and difficult parts of everybody we meet. So it's a very beautiful practice. And now that we've paid attention to whatever's hurting, whatever's tensed within us, let's just take some rest. So please take your full attention now to feeling your breath. Please rest your full attention in breathing. Without changing your breath, just the way it is naturally rising and falling. Let everything disappear. The only thing that's here alive is the breathing. And as you breathe in, please feel life breathing through you. How can you ever be alone? How can you ever be alone? When you're breathing, life is supporting you so deeply. Please feel that. From the time we are born till the time we die, the breath is with us. It is one of our greatest companions or even lovers in our entire life. It's with us even in those last few moments of life when we're dying, and it can be a great support to us. So please make friends with the breath, and please feel the grace and the support that comes with the breath as you breathe in. As you breathe out. You feel the body move, your chest and your belly rise. And as you breathe out, you feel your chest and belly contract. Enjoy this beautiful feeling of the breath. And take rest here. Thoughts will come, let them come. They will go, let them go. Just enjoy feeling the breath. Notice the deep silence within, the holiness within, the sanctuary within as you breathe. Really just feel from the heart, deep sense of peace or quiet or silence that's already alive. The mind might be busy doing its own thing, but deep down there's always a quality of silence. And for the last 1 minute of practice, simply drop everything and just rest here for a minute. And just give yourself a chance to be. Simply be. Just ease back and enjoy the feeling of being. Please enjoy 3 deep breaths. And join your hands in gratitude, offering gratitude to yourself for just taking time to go within and observe what's there. Gratitude to just give yourself this time. And rub your palms together. Make them a little bit warm from the center. Let the energy flow. Just place them anywhere on the body that needs support. And open your eyes when you feel ready. So I thought today we would do 2 practices instead of one long one. And you would have noticed, those of you who've been practicing regularly, that in our practices, we always also go into the parts of ourselves that we resist normally. Emotions or things we don't really want to see, thoughts. And there's a great value when we're sitting to go there first, because then they don't disturb us throughout the rest of the practice. And in this way, we're also learning how to meet ourselves in a very friendly way. So whatever we practice here on the meditation mat or the meditation cushion translates to your life. So for example, as I sit with myself daily and I learned how to sit with my difficulty, or I learned how to sit with my pain, or learned how to embrace the parts of myself that I normally push away. In my daily life, when there are difficult emotions that come up, or there are difficult thoughts that come up, I'm able to have a very different relationship with them. I'm able to be not reactive with them. I'm able to just be with them, to be kinder to myself, to be able to understand what they really want, why are they here, what do they need from me, instead of getting into a reactive space. And to really befriend them. It can be a very beautiful practice, to befriend these difficult parts and to embrace them with love. They don't trouble us so much then. So in our practice, we always go in, observe what we're feeling, where the discomfort really is in the body, and wherever we pay attention, it can be so powerful, because that's where the energy flows. Like in my Tai Chi class, it's a regular practice. We start the class by just noticing wherever we feel relaxed and where we feel tensed. And as we do this on a daily basis, it becomes so powerful that the minute we feel a block or a knot anywhere in the body, and we just take our attention there for a few seconds, it just sort of opens up. And there's a great opening that happens. So the more we practice this, of course, not with the intention for it to go away, but something does open up, and you will notice that wherever you feel those constrictions. And it can be really, really helpful to just understand ourselves, and we can come out feeling a little bit more at ease. And we ended the practice doing a little bit of breath meditation, just resting in the breath. That can also be so useful to do before we sleep, even if we're unwell, even in the middle of the night, sometimes when we wake up, just when there's so many thoughts and it's so overwhelming, we can just simply come back to breathing. And the breath is always there. It's a great teacher, and it's a great angel. It's a great friend. It's a great lover. The breath is our beloved, always there, even on the moments before we pass away. We can rest our attention there. It can be so helpful. Okay, so we get into another practice now, and this time we're going to practice some love and gratitude in the sanctuary. So close your eyes once again. It'll be around a shorter practice. And please ensure that your microphone is muted. And please enjoy the sound of the bell. Once again, inviting you to your holy center. Please rest your attention in the center of your chest, a little bit towards the right center. This is the spiritual heart, or this is the home of love. And as much as there are many things that are sort of crumbling or not going so well sometimes in our lives, there is always something that's there to be thankful for. So please reflect in silence for a few moments. What is it that you feel grateful for in your life? It can be a small thing like, I'm grateful to have fresh drinking water. They don't have to be big things, they can be little things that are so important and meaningful to us. So please reflect on the blessings that are already there. Keep a smile on your face, a gentle smile. You can say to yourself, I'm so grateful for this, I'm so grateful to that. And really notice how that feels in your heart, how that feels in the body. Those of you who have spiritual beliefs, you can even thank the universe or God for these things. You can simply thank yourself, or you can just simply feel grateful for whatever's there in your life. It's such a blessing to be able to notice. Thich Nhat Hanh says, a moment of gratitude is a moment of enlightenment. Wow, this is going well. This is what I have. Oh, I woke up today and I was alive. I could see. I could see the blue sky. I could feel the wind in my face. I could look at somebody I love. Once a client even said to me, Michelle, I feel so grateful that I feel a sadness because that makes me feel alive. I went through times in my life where I felt numb for so many parts of my life. But today I can feel sadness. And I'm so grateful for that too, because that makes me feel alive. So as we are thinking about the wonderful things, we can also think about the difficult things that bring so much value to our lives. The difficult experiences that teach us so much. We can be grateful for that too. The painful feelings that teach us how to love ourselves, or that show us what we need. And we will end this practice by generating metta, love. And in this holy place that you've touched today within you, this holy ground, this sanctuary, rests the possibility of infinite love. So begin to think of just one person in your life that you feel so much love for, unconditionally. When you see this person's twinkling eyes or smiling face, you feel so much love. It can be a pet, it can be a little child, it can be a mom, a dad, somebody so precious to you. Keeping a smile on your face, visualizing them, sending out immense love to them, immense blessings. I love you, my dear one. And I really wish you so much happiness, so many blessings. And I wish you safety. I wish you health. I wish you peace and joy. May you be loved. Feel your heart now expanding and opening as you feel this beautiful natural love that's residing. And allow that to open up to everybody on this call. There's some of us on this call who are really in need of blessings, some who are sick, who are in hospital, some whose pets are unwell, families unwell, some who are unhappy, depressed, anxious. Please open up your heart and just radiate lots of love to everybody on this call. May all of us be happy. May all of us be free from any problems. May we suffer less through whatever life has in store for us. May we always be loved and supported. Radiate blessings to everyone on this call. May you be safe. May you be healthy. And now open up a little bit more. And just in your mind and heart, whoever is coming to your mind. It's been a difficult week, no? We've lost some very loving figures. So much suffering in the world. So whoever's coming to mind in this world, whether it's the doctors or people who are ill in quarantine, just radiate infinite love, blessings to them. They really need it. People who don't have food, people suffering from domestic violence. Being in your inner sanctuary is a very powerful place. You start out with whatever parts you feel constricted in, but that leads to immense expansion. Just visualizing yourself now radiating these infinite blessings through every cell of your body, 360 degrees. Everyone in your neighborhood, everyone in the world. Let no one be excluded. It has a very far-reaching effect. Please have faith in this. Buddha says, radiate infinite love to all beings. And even if this is your only practice, it's enough. And as we end our practice, since we've done 2 sittings, when we meditate, we gain what is called as merits. We gain something good from the practice. So we can dedicate that to anybody we want to. We can share the merits. So just reflect who you want to dedicate your practice to. You can do this silently. You can dedicate it to your parents or somebody who's ailing. Or anyone. You say, I dedicate the merits of my practice to so and so, so and so, so and so. So taking this time out is really not selfish, it's a selfless act. Just by sitting quietly for an hour, it can help many, many beings. So please make this a daily practice to at least sit for a few minutes every day, even 5 minutes to begin with, connecting to your sanctuary, resting in the sanctuary, caring for yourself and caring for others deeply. Please enjoy a nice deep breath. And once again, let's join our hands in gratitude. Just feeling grateful for this opportunity to practice, taking this time out for yourself on behalf of many others who don't have this chance. Just feeling grateful for everyone who was on this call, brought in their energies here. And just thanking the staff and everybody who's brought us together, like the Tangerine staff, my mom, Mari Jane, who's been coordinating or giving you the Zoom links. And open your eyes when you feel ready. You can switch your videos on. I have one of my angels here. Her name is Aditi, who's going to read out something for us as we end. I know we stretched a little beyond time today. I'm sorry. So Aditi, request you to please share a reading.
Yes. Hi, Michelle. Can you hear me?
Oh, she always shares something, and I have no idea what she's going to share, but it's always so apt. I can hear you.
Yeah? Okay, wonderful. So this is a story called Pearls of Wisdom. It's by Dr. Rachel Naomi Remen. Some of the oldest and most delightful written words in the English language are the collective nouns dating from medieval times used to describe groups of birds and beasts. Many of these go hundreds of years back. For example, a gaggle of geese, a bed of clams, a school of fish, and so on. The writer says, one of my favorites is Pearls of Wisdom. An oyster is soft, tender, and vulnerable. Without the sanctuary of its shell, it could not survive. But oysters must open their shells in order to breathe water. Sometimes, while an oyster is breathing, a grain of sand will enter its shell and become a part of its life from then on. Such grains of sand cause pain, but an oyster does not alter its soft nature because of this. It does not become hard and leathery in order not to feel. It continues to entrust itself to the ocean, to open and breathe in order to live. But it does respond. Slowly and patiently, the oyster wraps the grain of sand in thin, translucent layers until over time it has created something of great value in the place where it was most vulnerable to its pain. A pearl might be thought of as an oyster's response to its suffering. Not every oyster can do this. Oysters that do are far more valuable to people than oysters that do not. Sand is a way of life for an oyster. If you are soft and tender and must live on the sandy floor of the ocean, making pearls becomes a necessity if you are to live well. Disappointment and loss are a part of every life. Many times we can put such things behind us and get on with the rest of our lives. But not everything is amenable to this approach. Some things are too big or too deep to do this, and we will have to leave important parts of ourselves behind if we treat them in this way. These are the places where wisdom begins to grow in us. It begins with suffering that we do not avoid or rationalize or put behind us. It starts with the realization that our loss, whatever it is, has become a part of us and has altered our lives so profoundly that we cannot go back to the way it was before. Something in us can transform suffering into wisdom. The process of turning pain into wisdom often looks like a sorting process. First, we experience everything. Then, one by one, we let things go: the anger, the blame, the sense of injustice, and finally, even the pain itself, until all we have left is a deeper sense of the value of life and a greater capacity to live it. Thank you. That's it.
Wow. And who is this passage by?
It's by Dr. Rachel Naomi Remen. It's a book called My
What?
Grandfather's Blessings.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
What? It's such a perfect passage because that's exactly what we did today. We
Yeah, inner
started with
sanctuary.
all the difficult. We went to our sanctuary, whatever was like messy. Like I was attending a meditation this morning with Venerable Aileen, and she said, sometimes, the room is really messy. We don't want to look at the messy parts. So today we got into this beautiful sanctuary, and then we said, okay, let's look at what's messy here. And let's look at what's difficult here. And then we went into really deeper states of stillness, and then we went into love and gratitude and our pearls. So it was such a beautiful, so apt. How did you do this, Aditi? You always
I
find
think
the
I think I can
perfect.
read your mind, Michelle. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I have no
Oh, very
idea.
dangerous. Thank you so much. And please share it with me because I'm sure everyone's going to ask me for this passage. And you
I
can
will.
share it
I
on the
should.
chat also. And before we leave, if you can just check out with one word, we're going to have a meditation next Saturday again through Tangerine. And it's Mother's Day next Sunday. I'm going to do something around the theme of mother because I feel a lot of like Mother Earth is sort of healing and also wounded at the same time. And a lot of mother wounds are getting. I'm a therapist as well. Some of you know me, some of you may not know me. And I've been working a lot with mother-child wounds. So I'm going to do something around that theme next Saturday. So you're welcome to join. So thank you very much for coming in for the session today, and hope to see you next Saturday. And then I have a session with Harmari the following Monday as well. Have a nice weekend, and please take some rest. Just allow yourself to take some rest this weekend. Very important. I think Yogi wants to sing this beautiful song, which I like, Imagine. So I love the song. So if anyone has to leave, you can leave. Check out by saying goodbye and how you're feeling so we know. And those who'd like to say to listen to Yogi's song, we can. Yogi has a special blue light also that he's put on. Om Prakash, right? If I'm correct.
Imagine this. Yeah.
And maybe others can sing also. You can unmute yourself. This is a famous song. You can sing
Yeah.
along with him. Okay, go for it, Om Prakash.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's hard to believe. No hell below us. Above us, only sky. Imagine all the
People
people
living
living life in
life.
peace. Ooh. You can say
Yeah, I'm a
I'm a dreamer,
dreamer.
but I'm
I'm
not the
the
only
only one.
one. I hope someday you'll join us and the world will smile. Thank you.
Thank you for that beautiful song. Love the song.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye. Good night.
Good, no? Yeah.
Good night. Good
Thank
to
you,
see you,
Michelle.
Melania. Good to see you.
Thank you very, very
Thank
much.
you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye, Michelle.
Bye, Pam.
See
Bye,
you.
Sanjana.
Hi, Michelle.
Bye, Sushma ji.
I had a pain on right hand. It gone after that. You said no pink light with the pink.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Megha, so good to see
Thanks,
you.
Michelle. So good to see you too. Thank you
We
so
had
much.
like a long overdue chat.
Yes.
Both of us have been so busy, we've not been able to call each other.
Yeah. Yeah. I will call you very soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was
Thank you.
wonderful.
Thank you. Thanks, Manju. Hi, Shushmita. Good to see you.
Hope you like my poem,
I
Transcendence.
will. I really liked it. Transcend. It was so beautiful.
Yeah, I'll write one more.
And you wrote it when you were so young. That's quite amazing. In your college days, you said, right? Yeah, keep sending
That's
them.
my dream. Maybe I'll attain one day.
Oh, lovely. Inshallah.
Road in progress.
Yeah.